Hello. I never know if this thing is going. Let's see. Okay, we are live. Hey y'all, what's up? How are you? Happy, what is today? Let me look. I literally lose track of days being an entrepreneur. Does anybody else do that? Has life gotten that good to where you don't have to keep up with the days? Oh, it's getting good. At least since school's out for my children, summer break here in Mississippi, I feel like I never know what day it is anymore. So it's fun, but I find myself looking at my phone a lot to figure out which day of the week it is, which you'll always have problems. The goal is to have better problems, right? And that's what a lot of us seek out in the journey of entrepreneurship is being able to have better problems, right? Being able to have choices in life, not having to ask off for, you know, needing to go spend time with family or needing like a mental break from work life, right? So, for anybody hopping on who's like, who is she? What is she talking about? Like, let me introduce myself, okay? I'm a little bit of an oddball. I do have a sailor's mouth from time to time. If I'm not around my kids, that's when the cursing comes out. And for a while, I tried to hide who I was, like the quirks, the squirrel brain, the just being a little cuckoo, a little bit different, a little socially awkward, some would say. I'm the weird girl. And for a long time, I tried to hide this. I tried to conform. I tried to, force myself to go hang out with people that I didn't necessarily want to be around. I tried to be what I call a chameleon because I wasn't owning who I was. And it was when I completely gave myself like full permission to be myself unapologetically, embrace the quirks, hop on here and rant if that's the way that things come out. Um, you know, being super open about my breastfeeding journey, being super open about my mental health journey, sharing that with other entrepreneurs who are not speaking up about it. Whenever I started really, like, authentically, like, not trying to put a band aid over the wound type thing to cover things up. Whenever I decided that what you see is what you get, whenever it comes to working with me, whenever it comes to being in my world, like all of it, that's when my business started to succeed. That's when the clients started to roll in. That's when I started getting these messages of you are just you're my spirit animal, or I've been paying attention to your content. I love how unapologetic you are and how just you are. I started getting messages like I didn't think anybody else felt that way, right? People asking what it was that I knew that they didn't, how to help them succeed, how to help them get their copywriting for their content down pat, how to become more attractive online. Attractive meaning you're attracting people to you. I don't mean like in a physical appearance type way, because marketing truly is an attraction game. And it's the number one reason that a lot of people jump straight to, the mindset of, well, sex sells type of marketing, or the do what everybody else does trend kind of marketing, right? It's the reason why people immediately sell their souls and like show skin, or in a way hoe themselves out for their business, because they don't fully accept who they are as a brand. And so figuring this out, becoming okay with the fact that, you are who you are, and that's kind of a badass thing that you are who you are because there's nobody else like you. When you get that mentality and you're able to capsulate that into your marketing, because your marketing really is just a reflection of who you are, what you stand for, okay? who you are as a person. It's not about the services that you offer and what you do. It's who are you? What makes you tick? Why do I need to follow you? What is your mission here? Whenever you can really start to create a brand and marketing that reflect who you actually are and what it's like to work with you, and you embody what it is that you do, and you transmute that into your marketing, it gets really good. Because that's when you find your people, right? Because you're being yourself. You're operating at an honest frequency. So, what is, oh, I love hearing the birds. What is magnetic marketing? Okay. A lot of people ask me this. And usually what happens is the way I know it's working is I'll get messages like I mentioned to you earlier. Just random messages like, I saw your content, it really resonated with me. Thank you for being vulnerable. I wanted to send you a message and reach out and just say that I saw it. Like, it's a really good feeling to know that what I'm doing matters, and it's making, not that what you're doing doesn't matter, but it's good to receive some sort of confirmation, not necessarily validation. I don't think we should seek validation, but confirmation that your heart's mission and your soul's work is being received. It's a really good feeling. So magnetism, I want you to think about literally a magnet. You know, when we were in the second or third grade, we started learning about science. We started learning about magnets, how they attract metals, and you probably had the lead powder type stuff, and you got to play with it, right? Well, it's no different with marketing. And here's the thing, is that anybody can do this if you're willing to the words that come to mind always are just be authentic and unapologetic, right? And I feel like a lot of people are talking about this in their content right now, but ultimately they're not either. They're not authentic, they're not unapologetic, because to me, those two words mean that, you know, what you see is what you get type thing. If I won't say something to your face, I will not say it behind your back type things, okay? It means not conforming, not backing down whenever you, you have a strong, deep desire that one's not hurting other people, but just knowing that what you stand for and what you believe in matters, and being able to, share that with your online audience in a way that makes them know you, like you, and trust you, and they'll follow you anywhere. So magnetic marketing is it's being able to build culture and community through your content, okay? And a lot of people, this is what they're missing, and they wonder why. Why am I not making the sales? Why is it that I attract people who don't want to pay me, who are not wanting to exchange money for my services? Like, why am I getting all these objections? Why am I not making the sales? Why am I not selling the things, right? And it gets really discouraging because you probably follow a lot of Instagram strategists, Facebook strategists, TikTok strategists. Odds are you follow a lot of coaches, right? You're probably attending a lot of free workshops, probably downloading the freebies, the free PDFs, and you're getting little nuggets of wisdom from each of these avenues, right? And you're following all these strategies, which strategies work. It's a strategy for a reason, but it doesn't mean that all strategies will work for you. And it gets frustrating because you're like, I don't understand. Like, I'm exposing myself in my brain, and I'm following all these people who are making it and doing well with their marketing, but why isn't it working for me, right? So if you find yourself in that phase of frustration, is what we'll call it, because you get frustrated, you just get down sometimes, not knowing if it's working. Magnetic marketing, you'll know that it's working because you will see the evidence, okay? Now, it's not to say that what you're doing doesn't mean that people aren't watching you and they're not following your story and they're not following your journey and they're not thinking about, reaching out and sending you a DM and asking how to work with you. But with magnetic marketing, it does just that. It pulls people into your force field. I like to think about every time I write a piece of content and then I put it out into the world. So as soon as I push post, I feel this force field, okay? And this is what I mean, but I'm different. I'm a little woo woo. I'm a little, not everybody gets it, right? But I like to vision things and kind of play in my mind things like they're a game, okay? So when I put a piece of content out into the world, I always ask that, it reaches the right people, and that it just helps somebody in some way. So imagine when I push post, I release it to the world. My content is out there, and someone who needs to see it is going to see it. I always trust that. But with magnetic marketing, what's really cool is you have the evidence, okay? Because whenever you have a solid strategy and you really know your brand's identity and what you stand for and how to market that, it becomes a lot simpler. But you have the evidence, and the evidence is you'll notice. Sometimes you'll get unfollows. Sometimes you will get unfriended. This means that it's working. Because in order for something to be a magnet, now this is part of the other, second and third grade activity of getting to experiment with magnets and the lead powder that looks like little hairs, right? But there's also the counterpart to that, and that's that when you place them back to back, they repel each other. They polarize each other, okay? They're polar opposites. So when you get unfriended, when you get unfollowed, it's actually a good thing. So this is one of the first little indicators that magnetic marketing is working. But to take it a step further, you'll start to see more aligned people in your world. You'll start getting different kinds of friend requests from people that you're like, oh, I can actually, maybe, old me would have been a little bit intimidated, but this is actually the kind of person that I would like to work with or learn from or just have in my network. Still start seeing it that way. But the best one is whenever you start getting the messages, okay? And the messages are going to be so powerful, okay? It comes in the form of connections. This is when you know your magnetic marketing is working, okay? I really wish that I would have recorded this on Zoom itself. Forgot to do that. But that's when you really know it's working, because people are going out of their way to let you know that they see your content, that they hear you, that they see you, that they are right where you are or right where you've been, okay? Why is this important? Because, and this is what a lot of people forget, we get so caught up in the verbiage of I have this many leads, or I have this many prospects, or it's a big numbers game. And granted, it is a numbers game. Sales and business is a numbers game, obviously. But we get so caught up that we forget that these connections we're making are the foundation of our business. Okay? So when people start to reach out to you on a more personal or intimate level, and I don't mean try and get your number type connection, but they trust you, you can tell that you've won them over already because they went out of their way to reach out to you. That's when you know that it's working, because you want people to know you, you want people to like you, but you really want people to trust you, okay? Because we buy from people we trust. And so many of us get so caught up in the creating of the content, the posting of the content, and the publishing of the content, and the sitting back and waiting to see if people like it or share it or comment part of the content, that we're completely missing the meat and potatoes, which are the feelings of the content, okay? So creating a magnetic brand and creating magnetic marketing, creating magnetic content, so that you can attract people into your world and they'll gladly pay you. It really starts with the content creation. Okay? So, if you're struggling with getting clients, with attracting people who are like, oh my God, how do you know this? Like, how are you inside my head, Jacqueline? If you're struggling with this, it's a really good time to go and reflect and look at all your content and see, am I just always trying to sell? Am I always trying to make a buck? Or am I adding value to the world? Am I connecting with them on a personal level that does not feel robotic and like winds up with you screaming at the phone saying, please, customer service? Are you really connected with them? Are you being vulnerable? Are you being honest? Are you being raw? Are you being authentic, right? Or are you kind of just playing it safe, like creating some cookie cutter content, creating the reels and going, like, and you don't even like to dance? Or are you creating from a heart space of, oh my God, I'm going to help so many people? This is going to help so many people. I believe in myself. This is so exciting. It's going to reach the right people. They're going to get so much value from it. And I'm going to change the world little by little. Like, it really, really shows in your content because a lot of people are posting really, really bland bullshit stuff. Like, just to try to get people to comment. Like, I do not find any value in um, a bullshit post. Like, what are you doing for the weekend? You just want comments. None of that feels genuine. But when you're vulnerable and you really just dig deep into your brand and own who you are and who your brand is, and you operate from a place of this is me, like it or lump it, as my mother would say, that's when you create culture. That's when you create community, because people are going to be like, oh shit, she's real. I can trust her, right? Because people want to connect more than ever with everything we've been through the past few years and having to be separated and staying away from friends, staying away from family, right? Being told what to do, where we can go, if we can get, like, people want connection. People crave connection, okay? And I'm telling you that people do not hop on social media to be sold to. So if you continue to every single post try to make this sell, you are not a magnet. You are repelling people away from you. So these looking for models posts, they don't work. It does the opposite. But when you speak about your feelings and you speak about how these products have changed your life, or how you're so grateful for, whatever the product or service is, or just whatever stage you are in your life, when you connect on that level, people can't help. They just can't fucking help but want some of what you have. Okay? So a lot of people think that, attraction marketing is just a way to get people to engage with their post and make sure you pop up on the newsfeed. But attraction marketing, anybody can work on attraction marketing, okay? I can create clickbait all day long. But is it going to add my audience, the people that I want to build, know, like, and trust? Is it going to make them want to tune in and seek value and wonder what it is that my golden mouth of wisdom has to say next? So, magnetic marketing is so much more than graphics. It's so much more than showing up at point and dancing and doing all this shit on reels just because everybody else is doing it, okay? It's creating a solid, reputable, trustworthy brand that really stands out from the sea of online entrepreneurs, online influencers, because it's the coolest thing right now to be an entrepreneur. But what people aren't talking about is all the shit that goes into being an entrepreneur. It's the cookie cutter content, the pointing and the laughing and reels, when shit is actually really hard. And that's the kind of content that makes you a magnet. It makes you a force to be reckoned with. Okay? It makes you stand out. So, it gets good. You can have your content work for you. Okay? Content marketing is totally a thing. Don't believe me? I mean, go find some influencers on Instagram who they get paid to create reels. Like, you can totally create content that people see, and it builds that know, like, and trust factor quickly, so that you don't have to go out and message so many people. Okay? The things that you need, though, you need a strategy. You need clarity before you develop and implement that strategy. Okay, you need to know who you're actually talking to, who you are as a person, how you're going to market yourself. Like, I people know me, like people who know me and know my brand know that, like, this is a rare occasion. The only reason I'm ever not on camera with my baby is because I stuck him down for a nap or bribed my husband or one of the kids to take care of him, because I'm a hot mess. I'm a hot mess. Like, I have the fan going behind me. I'm currently having a hot flash. It is what it is. But I market myself in a true way, in an authentic way. What you see is what you get. Okay? So once you can do that, you'll start to create the most badass content ever. Okay? It will magnetize some people, it will polarize some people. But there's that quote that well-behaved women seldom make history. So I encourage you to be here to stir shit up, okay? Plant your flag, man. Plant it. Don't sway. Own who you are, the good and the bad. And that's going to make you extremely magnetic, okay? So I have a strategy. I actually have a free PDF. If you're watching this right now, I'll send it to you if you want to drop a comment. I don't see any comments, but Facebook's weird whenever it comes to me doing these Zooms. But I have this free PDF, and it's something that I teach inside my group program and my marketing membership. And it's a magnetic content strategy. Okay, I adopted it from my mentor. She adopted it from her mentor. All right, and we put our, like, she has her spin on it, and I put my spin on it. But if you want that free little training, it's just, I don't know how many pages it is, maybe like 7 pages or something, but I'll send it to you. Because I believe in it that much that I will give it away for free, because there's so much money to go around. It's insane. So if it works for you, kudos. I would love to see it work for you. But I do have that. But when I teach that inside of the Marketing Academy, but what's important is that once you get that strategy, that you are okay with the visibility, okay? Because it requires a lot of visibility, a lot of, exposing yourself, even though you know that not everyone's going to like you and not everybody's going to have good things to say, and not everybody's going to be your cup of tea, and you're not going to be everybody else's cup of tea. But in addition to that, the only other thing you truly need is conviction and time. And whenever you can merge all those things and create that consistency and confidence in yourself and in your brand, that's how you get your name out there. That's how people start with word of mouth referring you to others. Because you create this force field around yourself, your online presence, and your business. And you start to draw people in. Because they know that what they see is what they get, and you are a no bullshit factory. Alright? And that's what somebody wants in business. Is someone who is just no bullshit, going to get them results, right? Is confident, and who shows up for their people without being fake. So, free PDF. If you want it, you can have it. We have my free community too. It's Female Fearless and Badass. Sorry guys, you're not invited to that one. We talk about some touchy subjects, and I really want to protect everyone's privacy and give you a safe space there. But I'm currently also enrolling for the Magnetic Marketing Academy. Full price, it would be $8,000, but right now I'm doing 50% off because the doors just opened. We only have a few spots left though, and I do have payment plans available up to 24 months because I'm not trying to get rich off this. I'm trying to help you change your life. And when you master your marketing and you become magnetic, you master your fucking money. And money is a catalyst to so many more choices. And I'll be damned if money is what holds you back from living the most beautiful life. So I work with people based on their finances. Okay? So don't ever let that be a reason not to reach out to me. The only reason I want you to not reach out to me is if you don't need this shit or you just don't like me. Okay? But that's all I got for y'all. That's all I got. I love you so much. I hope you find value in this. If you did, let me know. You can always send me a message. If you know somebody who needs some tips, tag them in this video in a comment, or if they're a private person like myself, you can always just send it to them in a message as well. But I will be back. I have so many nuggets of wisdom for you all. I'll be back. You can follow me on Instagram for my mini trainings too and my stories. The Jacqueline Cotton is who I am on Instagram. So I love y'all so much. I know I say that a lot, but I really do. I truly mean it. I'm so grateful for you. I'm just so incredibly grateful for you.